So on his birthday deathbed, I'm trying to find a way to tell a story that's very much based in truth, especially with all these Spookville and all that next. So, the death experiences and all of that type of shit between 1,000 different integers of could be events or flash moments of precedent, like something like what people see like their life replays. And I'm still to this day have a difficult common way to speak of it. So it was always down to like telling real life stories of sorts, based on true stories, blah blah blah. So when I've been doing the whole reboot with everything, I'm taking into consideration basically every theme I've worked on and why I even touch base on those themes, so that I can kind of more bring them parallel together and without regurgitating effectively. This George Carlin meets Orson G. Welles. It might as well be Orson George Welles at this point. Joe the G, another G C Wells or GZ. Some of my humor is, not really a child's channel, anything I've put out there, except for maybe when I was thinking of the Minecraft shit, but I would have had to done a whole separate channel effectively. And I've almost debated on keeping this one as the archive in the end, but at least I want to be how to organize into the independent lists is what I need to do really, and I'm not sure how I'm supposed to do that. I'm still kind of new to this. I have 5 years worth of content, and I know that is between scripted, non-scripted, live, freestyle, and documentary, scientific, and all of basically the whole, even making fun of crazy, because might as well, beat that, all that, so why not throw that out there and tool it. People thought what was crazy, the shit I was talking about before, this artificial crazy I'm gonna make for you. Yeah, which is like in some brackets, me basically making fun of what I was taking for it. Yeah, my victory dance in court was just like none. Just kind of half. It's like, making me wish I was. Anyway, I over-exaggerate. That's another thing I've been fucking with, by the way. Exactly why I'm making this pre-video, so I don't want to go on too far with it. Or not too far in a minute. And let's see here, the whole if I was what you if I was wishing, what was that? The fuck up the tourist, the hell did I call that shit? Oh yeah, the if I wish, you make me wish, if I were crazy, or make me wish that I was. What kind of crazy am I gonna come up with? Oh no, I have no clue. I'm too rational. boredom is as close to crazy as I might get. Amazing, man. Anyway, I was fucking around with some camera angles on the last video. I don't know if I posted it or not. I've been more focused on the recovery of the fucking impact from 9 or 10 weeks ago. So, shit. That's which kind of like brought me back to the whole like near-death experience type shit too. Ooh, type shit here, you know. And well, there was a near-death experience, to speak of such, but not as like more like it never occurred, more like. And I remember getting back up even. I even recovered my stick, my walking stick that I think was the other dude's walking stick that I turned into the Nikola Tesla next generation of arcane sciences, the fusion of nature and metal, carbon rods, is bio. Nikola Tesla eat your fucking heart out level. If you want scientific crazy, well, at that point it's not too crazy, it's kind of cool. What kind of crazy? What's crazy cool with it? Well, come on, baby, it's got to sell something. Oh, beloved dub. Like I was just kind of having a horrible conversation with a buddy about marijuana when I'm a registered medical marijuana caregiver in the AAA, Technicality International. There's so many breaches of protocol here, I don't even want to get started. Anyway, legalities aside, this is what our argument was about. I'm like, yeah, that's good stuff. That's for the heady stuff, right? I have epilepsy. How to put this in, you know. You just digest short phrasing. Oof. I was like indica versus tequila. So I was like, so imagine if usually I would be able to like somewhat think ahead of how to say this, but I was trying to do it in the middle of a bunch of blinking ass lights at the same. And I'm like, it's some nice heady stuff, but I'll make it, But I'm still inferior. I'm still insulted, and last thing, like for anyone to give a damn of any of that. Like if you saw how I was brainstorming up a show, like a 20-minute fucking little side hustle, because I do street humor and all that. He straight up fucking quote unquote. That's what I'm gonna go fucking do. I'm just gonna stand there and ask for fucking money. I'm gonna stand there and tell jokes. There used to be more interactive directly with each individual or whatever. Tell a joke here or there. Not everyone, but these days I just put it out there and say, hey, what's up? And they say, hey, what's up? And I'm like, kids, like. But if you saw me just sitting there brainstorming it, you would think I was fucking talking to my fucking self, wouldn't you? Because I would know the difference just listening just what they were talking about. About 2 or 3 sentences of listening, and I would have already gone, he ain't talking to himself, don't make me knock you out. And I'm not gonna say I was or wasn't. Anyway, someone's got to do something about some people that get harassed because of their fucking mental illnesses. In fact, I decided to go devil's advocate on the extreme. prejudice side and go, you know what? I'm prejudiced against fucking mental illness because I see it as a fucking excuse, and I've seen how they fucking acolyte the fucking people into shit that even they can't even. And every time I tried to investigate it all and inquire on what they experience or what they think that is, all they're doing is regurgitating what the doctor told them. I'm like, this tells me nothing. So of course I've vouched for both sides. You know, that's why I say if I've been out there and vouched for people who are literally been confused for such things, behavioral health versus unsound logic versus common sense. Come on, nonsense. Even the nonsense can at least be rhythm and rhyme. Okay, and I've had fucking retards come up to me. Well, I'm sitting there actually spitting some cool game. And motherfucking go, you talking to yourself. Straight to my page. In fact, I think there's a few YouTube videos, or even scroll up or down somewhere way the fuck back in there. There's a few. They jump right up in there. I'm like, fuck this shit. I think it was, I started calling it culture shock. I think a couple of them are filed under culture shock. See, this is what I've also been doing. I've been going down and trying to relabel and because everything was done. Just get it up there. Just get it up there. And see, because I thought ahead on pretty much all of these videos, all I need to do is hear the first, like, fucking 2 or 3 minutes, more or less, to know exactly what the hell I can rebuild the description and everything. In the meantime, I was trying to do this with a cell phone at Burger King, Wi-Fi, and upload everything on the fly, with limited space, on no budget that was anywhere going except for food and coffee, and maybe a beer or two. Okay? Like, goodness gracious, if I had enough for weed. But don't worry, I was finding that on the ground. Why? Because that's something I picked up a long time ago. Believe it or not, you don't sit there and smoke the fucking high-ons, I swear. I'm not even gonna, you know what, I'm not even gonna throw it at this point. I was doing a survival tactic video up in Canada. Footage was on the Galaxy tablet. And, yeah. Original content. But these days I've gotten, street smart to a degree. I reveal tactics and then next thing I know all my roaches are gone. I mean, but then again, they're not mine. They're not mine. And normally if I find more than a few, then I always leave a few behind. In other words, it's an old tradition from where I picked it up from, okay? So that's as far as I'll go. And jumping into that is why I say, you don't just smoke that shit, yo. You gotta purify that shit. I'm mixing it with a neurotoxin at this point. And if you don't know what a neurotoxin is, that's called nicotine. A few other active constitutes. I gotta double check. I haven't done that yet. So, and once again, indica is more effective than goddamn sativa for epileptic seizures. So, yeah, it was a touchy subject that I'm still I didn't mean to offend the guy. If you can't tell, it's why I kind of drifted off from that subject, because it's still a little bit, didn't mean to offend you, but you're offending me. This entire conversation is infuriating for both of us, apparently. I am leaving now. And then I, just caricature that shit and, satire that up and, chop it up and skew it. Get it like shish kebabs up your piss hole, like I used to say. I mean, I was over-expressive in some of my earlier shit because I was trying to get over to the whole fucking camera shy shit. For real. So I was like, and I kind of used that part to fuck with it too a little bit. I picked up a little bit of the art form from it. So, can see like my progress, and that's why when I go and label this shit, as I was saying, you'll see me sometimes doing that, and that's why I said, you know, and I wish it was like a high on, like, fuck with you, like that's what it is. No. Otherwise I would agree with you. That's kind of where that conversation went. Like I said, my brain's still kind of half rebooting after that. But you can see that the new satire and all that's getting down to the fact that to rehash all the subject matter at this point of this video is on a 20-minute fucking format. So, yeah. So, other than flying about on a whole telling jokes on if someone's talking to themselves, who's really talking, or turn yourself, you know, if you got a mirror in your head, why don't you go talk to it, because I ain't got one. Or self is just a social fiction. So in other words, code of conduct. I've actually touched base on, and to be next continued videos, touch base on some of these things as well. Critical thinking versus, you know, like all of this other shit that has been presumed like by just effectively that's the problem, you know. That's why I did take the goddamn approach of being ego doesn't exist, let me shred it. Not a function. Or you can just write my life. Why don't you do that? Why don't you just write up whatever you like? Or I can sit here with two cultural fucking hellfroms and still go global with it. Okay? And it's the same dude, two cultures, different languages, and I would have been able to just fine in New York than I have before. So shush, in other words. Just too many skyscrapers and I get claustrophobic. Also with wide open areas. Imagine that. Like too flat. I freak the fuck out, man. Like both directions claustrophobic like that. Like I could sit there and sleep in a cardboard box just fine, curled into a little ball, but put me in a city with these giants. Wow, couldn't do it. Chicago, I was facing the fear of it though. But anyway, that's like psychology. In other words, like these are like developmental, like I forget the school of thought. But in other words, that's why sometimes, you know, if I'm going to sit there and brainstorm something to rehash the beginning to end, it's gonna look sort of deceiving. And that is kind of the trick or treat the Spooksville really before it, because that brings the perception of what another person has painted. And here's the evil thought of the day for such matters. I'll just sign it for you and leave you on your own. And just shred it, because I actually have every right to just destroy that kind of shit. First off, it's not, you know, it's I get lawful too. But anyway, that's like fraudulent use of information, profiling, etc., etc., etc. But, you know, that's not the premise of this video. Although I should probably do like the legalities, but then again, that's what the disclaimer's for. Survey says how many people thought that I just flicked them off. Well, in perception vehicle. Anyway, now I am. Ha ha. Anyway, so it doesn't make it obvious that I'm being sarcastic as a motherfucker that isn't fucking, with no fucks. Anyway, peace out, motherfuckers.